Are you thinking about moving to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan? Well, it's not all sunshine and river views. There are some big challenges that you need to know about first. From freezing winters that can leave you stuck indoors to surprising quirks that might drive you crazy, life here isn't always as perfect as it seems. In fact, these are the top reasons people regret making the move. But don't worry, I'm here to help you make an informed decision. In this video, I'll break down the key regrets people face and how to prepare for them so you can decide if Saskatoon is really the right place for you. Real quick, for those who don't know me, my name is Richard. I'm a real estate agent passionate about helping people make informed decisions about where to live in Canada. So naturally, this channel is all about Canadian real estate, and if you like that and you want to stay up to date, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Regret number one is the harsh winters. Like I mentioned, let's not sugarcoat it. Saskatoon winters are intense. Temperatures regularly drop below -30 Celsius, and with the wind chill, it can feel closer to -40 or even 50 degrees Celsius. These frigid conditions can last weeks, and snow doesn't just fall, it stays. The length of winter season can feel never-ending, often stretching from late October to early April. For many newcomers, the hardest adjustment is learning to live with the cold. Winter driving can be treacherous, especially if you're not used to the icy roads. Block heaters for vehicles are a necessity here. You have to have them. And you'll quickly learn that layering up isn't just optional, it's survival. Tasks like shoveling snow and clearing ice off your windshield become part of your daily routine. After a heavy snowfall, you'll spend hours shoveling driveways and sidewalks, and if you don't, it turns to ice, making it even harder to clear, which we've all been there. Even walking to your mailbox can feel like an Arctic expedition on particularly cold days. For pet owners, ensuring your furry friends are protected from the cold adds another layer of difficulty. What I will say though, on the bright side, Saskatoon's winters do offer beautiful snow-covered landscapes and activities like skating, cross-country skiing, and snowshoeing. If you love outdoor winter sports, you might enjoy these months, but if you're not a fan of the long, cold winters, this might be a deal breaker for you. Regret number two is the limited nightlife and entertainment. If you're someone who loves vibrant nightlife, Saskatoon might not meet your expectations. While the city has a few bars, restaurants, and live music venues, other options are limited when compared to larger cities. Many establishments close early, and the variety of entertainment can feel underwhelming. That said, Saskatoon does have its own unique charm. Events like festivals, farmers market, and rider game tailgate parties bring the community together. The city also has a growing art scenes with local theaters and galleries offering cultural experiences. For young professionals or those just looking for a more active social life, the limited options might be a drawback. But for families or those who prefer quieter evenings, Saskatoon's slower pace could be a better fit. Regret number three is the mosquitoes and other pests. And though summer in Saskatoon does bring warm weather, it also brings unwelcome guests. Mosquitoes. I don't like them. Thanks to the city's proximity to rivers and wetlands, mosquito season can feel endless, especially during those wetter summers. These pests thrive in areas with standing water and can quickly turn a relaxing evening outdoors into a frustrating ordeal. These relentless insects, as we all know, aren't just annoying. They can also carry diseases like the West Nile virus, although cases are rare. People often rely on bug spray, citronella candles, and mosquito traps to keep them at bay, but even these solutions aren't foolproof. And mosquitoes aren't the only issue, unfortunately. Ticks are becoming more common in the region, posing a risk for Lyme disease. Insects like wasps and ants and other pests can also make outdoor activities less enjoyable. And while these challenges are manageable with the right precautions, they're definitely something to consider if you're moving here. Regret number four is the isolation and long travel times. Saskatoon is geographically isolated, and that can be a shock for some newcomers. The nearest major city like Calgary and Winnipeg are a 6 and 8.5 hour drive away. Even Regina, the provincial's capital, is about 2.5 hours away. And for anyone just used to being within a quick drive to any other bigger city, Saskatoon's remoteness can feel limiting, and traveling within the province presents its own challenges. Roads in rural or northern Saskatchewan can be poorly maintained, and in winter, snow and ice make them even more hazardous. Long road trips can become grueling, with few places to stop along the way. If you are planning to travel internationally, you'll need to connect through larger airports like Calgary, Vancouver, or Toronto. As Saskatoon's airport offers limited direct flights, so most trips involve at least 1 or 2 layovers. This not only adds time, but it also increases travel costs, making spontaneous getaways less feasible. Regret number 5 is small town mindset. Saskatoon might be a city, but it often feels like a large, small town, which can be both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, the community is close-knit and welcoming. On the other hand, breaking into social circles or networks as newcomers can be challenging, especially in smaller neighborhoods. Small town politics or a slower pace of change are part of life here. New ideas are sometimes met with resistance, and there can be unspoken social norms that just take time to learn. For example, people often rely on word-of-mouth recommendations for services and jobs, which can feel exclusive to outsiders. For those who value close-knit communities, a quieter lifestyle, the small town mindset might be appealing. But for others who are used to the faster pace, more open environment, it may feel restrictive and a bit too laid back. Regret number 6, downtown development and urban sprawl. Saskatoon's downtown area is underdeveloped when compared to other cities. The focus on urban sprawl has left the downtown core with fewer amenities and a lack of density. For an example, finding a major grocery store downtown can be a challenge, which is an inconvenience for residents who just don't own a car. While there are plans to revitalize the area, progress has been slow. Empty lots and ongoing construction projects give parts of the downtown a neglected feel, which can be disappointing for those expecting a bustling urban environment. Suburban neighborhoods continue to expand, offering affordable housing but spreading the city thin. This makes Saskatoon feel more like a collection of neighborhoods than a cohesive urban center. For some, this lack of downtown vibrancy is a challenge. Regret number 7 is limited public transportation. Saskatoon's public transit system is, to put it kindly, underwhelming. The city relies on buses, but the network is limited and often inefficient. For those without a car, getting across the city can be a time-consuming ordeal, with trips taking up to an hour or more. Winter makes public transit even less reliable. Buses are often delayed due to snow and icy roads, leaving commuters waiting in freezing temperatures. Unlike larger cities, Saskatoon doesn't have a subway or light rail system, so your options are limited to buses or taxis. For students or young professionals living downtown, public transit might be sufficient for short commutes. However, for families or just anyone needing to travel across the city on a regular basis, owning a car is almost a necessity. From harsh winters to limited transit in nightlife, these challenges aren't for everyone. That said, Saskatoon has its strengths. The city offers affordable living, tight-knit community, and stunning natural beauty. If you are in fact prepared for these challenges, Saskatoon might be the perfect place for you. Though if you're starting to think that Saskatoon, it just isn't the place for you, and you're considering other cities like Calgary or even Winnipeg, I've got you covered, where I break down the key things to know before moving there, so you can make a smart, informed, stress-free decision. I'll link both of those videos right here, and while you watch that, I'm gonna go fly some drones.